Welcome to the October meeting of the Public Community School Board. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No.
All right. Then I would entertain a motion to set the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Audience participation on agenda items. Is there any agenda item that any member of the audience would wish to speak about? Okay. We'll move on. All right. Item 2, consent agenda. Is there any items that we need to pull out of the consent agenda? Alrighty. Then I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Alright. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 3, business transactions. Oh good, we have a program.
I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Wolf.
Okay. EHS Social Studies Department. Woo-hoo.
Alright, that's good. Welcome. Nice to be here, guys. I'm going to hand out a couple things here that we have. Good.
Okay.
I already have these papers. Well, we wanted to come and talk to you guys just a little bit about where we're at with what we've been doing. And so we got a little presentation for you, quite a few pictures and kind of a plan in the future. And so this is Fall Stitch 2. So together we've done 3 trips so far. You can kind of see the first paper I handed out. We typed this way back when we wanted to begin doing what we do. So our goal was to give every student that attends PHS an opportunity to see firsthand the curriculum talk about world history and U.S. history. So our vision, take a trip to Europe every year. These trips will take place during the summer months, and you can kind of read through it. I'm not going to read all of this. This is the one, though, for our 2024 trip. We'll get to that here in a little bit. And the other paper I gave you are just some statistics that we have for the trips that we have taken and the trips that we do have planned. Some unique dynamics. We started in 2017, and you can see on the screen here, that was our first trip. We had 19 travelers. World War II, where did we all go? We went to
5 countries. Yeah, we went to the UK, France, Belgium, Germany, and Austria.
So it was pretty awesome.
Days,
yeah, 14 days, all World War II. We spent time in Belgium with a guy that was 8 years old at the time of the Battle of Bulge, something like that.
His father was killed. The Nazis lived in their house. It was pretty interesting.
So yeah, you can see this is basically this is Fall Stitch and I leading 19 people to for 14 days and made it back. We made it back and we decided, hey, we want to go back. And so we were able to then, I forgot we had the itinerary. So that's everywhere we went in 2017 with the extensions. We did go to Dachau, went to Salzburg, what's our birthplace.
Some places where we filmed The Sound of Music
Yeah.
with your band.
So yeah, it was a great trip. We had great people. We did lose a passport on there. I spent a day in a U.S. consulate in Munich getting it back. Missed half a day in Dachau. We lost it on the train from Berlin to Munich. But all went well. Thankfully his mom was there with us. She had all the documentation and yeah. But anyways, good. So then we decided to go in 2019. And you can see there's our group that is on a hill just outside of Florence, Italy. probably one of my favorite pictures we've ever taken. 47 travelers there.
We had our own bus. We were super pumped. I mean, we were pretty happy with 19 travelers in 2017. And then this year we had enough to fill our own bus. So we didn't have to be merged with other high schools from America. So we were pretty excited. And we were able to bring more chaperones. So we took Laura with us. One of two.
Yeah, we took Mr. Nordman. We took Mr. Church with us.
And Mrs. Huff.
And Mrs. Huff with us for that trip too. So, yeah, I'll get into kind of that a little bit more, but that was, our great group there. Our plan was to go, but again, it was the itinerary we had.
This time we did not do the extensions.
Yeah,
we were trying to make the trip a little more affordable, and then when a lot of people signed up, we thought, man, maybe we could have done those extensions, but this was a 12-day one.
Yep. And then we were planning on going in 2021, and we're not able to go. So we had a meeting in
March of 21.
March of 21 for the next summer.
Because we couldn't meet in 2020 because of COVID. Couldn't plan anything.
So we always try to do them a couple years in advance to give kids plenty of time to pay for it. So, we got 67 travelers. This was this past summer.
2 buses.
Yeah, 2 full buses we had. And we took 10 chaperones with us this time. Quite a few people from the high school again. Miss Janet,
Mr. Olson, Mrs. Flynn, Mrs. Sheets, Mr. Falstich, Brittany, Mark Weiss.
Yeah, so quite a few we were able to take from the school again. That's our goal, is to be able to take as many as we can of PHS or just any school, community school employees. So this trip went to, if you want to go to the next slide, please, flew to London, Normandy, Paris, and then we did go to Amsterdam this time. So we had a 2-day extension. Everyone gets, so I'll go ahead first.
I was going to say, COVID still played a factor. So there's a lot of uncertainty leading up to this one, and then we couldn't actually go to Windsor because the Queen was spending more and more time at Windsor, and they hadn't reopened it after COVID, so they had to change our itinerary. So they were pretty flexible. We did the Tower of London instead, and we liked that. And then we couldn't take the train or the ferry across the English Channel, so they had to rebook, and we did the Channel. So we went under the English Channel on the train. That was cool, the Eurostar, cool new experience. But mostly COVID wasn't an actual issue while we were there. So a lot of the restrictions had lifted, and we got really lucky.
We originally had like 86 people signed up, and because of the fear of, vaccine mandate, the fear of just different things. Yeah. And we planned, we were told to take masks, we were told all, and
they dropped all
2 weeks before is when everything kind of went, all right, never mind. And so we did get pretty lucky. St. Malo was probably my favorite place there. It's Mont Saint Michel. I think we do have some pictures later on of Mont Saint Michel. That was just, you wouldn't know what it is until you go there, and then it's pretty awesome. And then, you can see the next couple trips. So I talked to Mr. Condon, and he said, well, you got quite a few people going. Why don't we just start being able to go every year? And so 2023, we have 18 people, or 22 total. We just had a meeting about our 2024 trip. This 2023 trip, we'll be going to Berlin, Prague, Krakow, and Budapest, with an extension to Vienna. We did go to Auschwitz on this trip, which we've never been to Auschwitz. Prague has been on my bucket list for a long time. I think I remember talking to you, Kurt, one time about Prague, and so it was like, so it's pretty awesome. So we've been to Berlin, we've been to Salzburg, but we had never been to any other place on that. We do travel through Slovakia, where we stop, I'm not sure. We did make a pit stop one time in Switzerland. We never actually been to Switzerland, but we were supposed to take a train from Paris to Florence, and a mudslide, we had to take a charter bus. So we made a pit stop at like 2 in the morning in Switzerland.
Yeah, we drove through the night, so we couldn't see any amazing views. It was too dark, but we were there.
Yeah. So 22 people, and then we did just have a meeting for our 2024 trip, which is 14 days to Italy and Greece. It's called the Adriatic Odyssey. If you want to go to the next slide. Yeah, if you want to go, you can kind of see flying to Rome, Florence, and then
Take like a night ship.
Yeah.
overnight to Greece. The Meteor region is one of those things I really hadn't heard of, but when I Google it, it looks amazing. It's like these cliffs and these monasteries built up in the cliffs. And we go to Delphi and Athens, and then the end is a 3-day cruise of Greek islands, and Kusadasi is technically in Turkey, and it is where the ancient ruins of Ephesus are located, so we'll get to see some of that too.
And as of this point, we have 56 students, 39 adults, 16 chaperones at this point for 111 traveling on the 2024 trip, which is 3 buses. And so we are, we've already spoken to Mr. Olson if he would want to lead a bus. I'll be on a bus, she'll be on a bus, and things like that. So we do have, that trip. I'll tell you this, I got a call the other day from the guy that runs it, and he was just kind of wanting to get some feedback on how we do it. I mean, it blew him away how many people we were able to get to go on a trip. And he told me the average number of people that come to a meeting that sign up is 40%. We had 98% sign up that came to our meeting that we held in
I think a lot of people signed up that didn't even come to the call out because they were busy with sports and they couldn't come to the call out, but we sent the email to everyone, and yes, for a small community is a really overwhelming response. So we're happy to be able to offer that and that people can kind of plan ahead and know. Because I know that for my kids, like I want to have that as an option that I know when they're in high school, it's something that's available to them. And you kind of save and plan ahead.
You can kind of see, I did the relationship dynamics, and I haven't even factored in 2024 yet, but this was going in 14 different families that have gone on a trip. 5 have gone on multiple trips. We've taken 12 teacher or faculty from PHS or other schools. And when we travel for here, we've been taking PHS students and staff to 15 different countries since 2017. And so that's kind of going back to our goal. That's our goal, is to be able to just offer anything that we can to any student that travels or comes to PHS. And going every year allows them to go multiple years if they want to. I mean, we do different trips. And the first 3 were very similar, but we decided to take some different places, but still matching to our curriculum in our classes. So, just some quick pictures here.
Yeah, we can talk all day about pictures, so we'll have to read through them.
But if you go back one, we did see the Queen in 2017 right there.
And we saw William and Kate
William and Kate's in the upper right.
Kate has that blue dress on. That's pretty awesome.
Just see,
there's Notre Dame. The Golden Dome there is where Napoleon's buried, and we'd always just seen it from the back like this. And this time, again, because of different itinerary changes they had to make, we actually got to go in that museum. It was way bigger than I ever would have imagined. It was amazing to go inside. We don't want to get roasted from the outside. And then that bottom there, that's Omaha Beach.
I think Larry and Melissa have sand from Omaha Beach. So that we brought you sand our first time back.
Yeah, I have sand.
You have sand?
Mm-hmm.
I still got it.
Yeah. I remember bringing it back.
Yeah.
There's Dachau, Hitler's Eagle's Nest we got to go to.
The Glockenspiel.
So that was our first trip when still there.
Yeah, the Cologne Cathedral, that was pretty amazing. Checkpoint Charlie is there. Of course, the Brandenburg Gate there with our group. That's where they burned books in that square. That one monument under the glass.
2019, there's Normandy Beach there.
Yeah, you've seen the movie The Longest Day. That's the church San Maria Police where one of the paratroopers got his parachute stuck. They still have like a dummy hanging with the parachute there at the church. This was in Rome. Most of these are in Rome, I think. So St. Peter's, and then when we were waiting in line to see the Sistine Chapel, the line was really long. They rerouted us the backwards way. We got to see this big painting. What was it called? The School of Athens, right, by Donatello. And our tour guide was like, "This is so awesome! You don't normally get to see this." But because they took us in the backwards way, we got to see it, and it was like a whole wall. It was just huge and very awesome.
All the art people were in this church. I remember.
Yeah. What? That's the Dover Castle. I really liked that. The unfortunate thing about our trips is they pack so much in that we usually only get like 2 hours at each place. I want to go back to Dover Castle for like a whole day. I was really,
So Dover was the place where in World War II the Nazis thought we would invade. It's the closest point between.
You can see France across.
Yeah, England and France. And so we had a dummy army set up here. And that even after we invaded Normandy, Hitler still thought that was the dummy invasion. We're actually launching an invasion from here. So we got to cross there. Statue of David is as underwhelming as the Mona Lisa is. This is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, wow. This thing, you walk into this rotunda and this thing is massive.
Just the whole room that it's in is also impressive.
It's a small little museum in Florence. You probably wouldn't even
The rest of the museum is underwhelming, but that is worth going for. Yeah.
And this was this year.
This summer, this July. So we got to go into St. Paul's Cathedral, and just a week or two before that, they had been there for all the Queen's Jubilee things. So that was kind of cool too. Like, you were just in here and it was on the news.
Still out of breath from going to the top.
Yeah, we did. We climbed all the way to the top of the dome. I bought a pin that said I did it.
Yeah.
Just to remember.
How rough it was.
There's some upstairs in that one photo there. It was also the day we first flew in, so we were all super jet lagged also, and we still climbed to the top. This is the part of the itinerary that no one had heard of before, Mont Saint Michel, this island monastery, and then Saint Malo. Everyone's favorite, really, and it's something you hadn't heard of, and it just amazes you sometimes. The things you never knew until you go and you experience them. So, D-Day, so we did get to do a special ceremony for the Hollands because Mary Holland's mother's first husband was killed in the Normandy campaign, and we figured that out the last time in 2019, but she didn't know for sure where he was buried at that point. And so now, this time, knowing that he was buried there, I ordered flowers, and we tried to have a whole ceremony. They wouldn't let us all go to the gravesite for the ceremony, but up at the front of Normandy, where they have the statue, the grave, they read a paper, and they did the national anthem, and they did taps, and so it was pretty
awesome.
moving.
Everyone stopped around us, and just our groups there, and they're playing taps, and it was awesome, yeah.
And then the French girl that was working there that took them to the actual grave explained that she lived in that part of France. He was killed further north, and she was saying, like, that's my town, that's my area, and thank you. And Mary didn't know him, it was just her mom's first husband, but it was just all really moving. You want to see a lot of grown adults get emotional, go to the American Cemetery there. And then to the right there, we were at the Kahn Memorial Museum, so there's a lot of World War II stuff there as well. That plane, that British plane. So,
A couple more, yeah.
close to the end there, but.
Yeah, we're in Francis, Mona Lisa, top
The
right.
Eiffel Tower,
Yeah.
those iconic things, the Hall of Mirrors at Versailles.
We always do a Seine Riverboat cruise, we always have one. You can see the Eiffel Tower in the back.
Oh, and in Amsterdam, Amsterdam was really, really beautiful and amazing, but we got to go to the Rijksmuseum there. We got to go to the Anne Frank house, and we weren't allowed to take pictures inside. It's empty inside. Her dad didn't want all the furniture to be in there, but just walking in that space, also something that's just really powerful, hard to put to words. I think it was good for our students. We got to see a cheese making thing. The farmer was really funny.
Cheese and wooden shoes he made.
Yeah.
The old fashioned, we sold them, yeah.
A lot of people, bought shoes or magnet shoes. But it's always fun to see what the students buy too.
All right.
That's the end.
That's it?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for letting us share.
I want to let Rich talk real quick. So Rich has gone on, this is Rich Mangus, he's gone on every trip with us, and his wife, and now I brought all three kids, and I'm going to bring a fourth. We have four children. So I just want to kind of give him a few minutes here to talk a little bit about what the trip has meant to his kids and himself, just to give you an idea from a perspective other than ours. So.
Well, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate you having me here. It's an honor. But I want to let you guys know that how much I appreciate, my wife and I appreciate what Ryan and Melissa have developed here. From our perspective, this is a gold mine of information and learning for our children. What this has turned out to be for us is this 2-week summer school that my kids get to go to. It's history. It's learning. It's being cultured. It's learning about other cultures. It's learning other languages. It's a crash course in all of these disciplines wedged into this awesome trip. It's one thing to sit in a classroom and learn and see these awesome places in a book, the Roman Colosseum and the Mona Lisa, and learn about all these fantastic artists and World War II and see it. It's a completely different thing to walk the grounds, to see it with your eyes, to smell the smells, to see the bomb craters, to see the German bunkers, and to imagine the fighting that went on there, to be at the cemetery. It's a completely different thing. I can't put it into words. From a parent's perspective, it is invaluable. It has taken learning for my kids to a completely different level. I didn't expect it. I just thought, oh, this is going to be a cool trip. We're going to have some fun. But boy, was I underestimating the power of actually being there and taking part in this. The other thing that's really important to note here is that, we hear about all these other EF tours, and there's 16 kids from this high school in California, and this one here's got 22 from Maryland, and they're small groups. You don't hear about these giant groups like we're taking now. And I think that really is a testament to what Ryan and Melissa have really done here. They've worked so hard to try to develop this, and their heart's in the right place to teach these kids. And the success is really on their shoulders. They've developed that. EF does a fantastic job of putting a great trip together, but there's so much work that goes on behind the scenes that these two take care of to make everything go seamless and to make it enjoyable. It's fun. It's enjoyable to go along because everything's just done for you. When we travel on our own, I'm the navigator. I'm the bus driver. I'm the navigator. I got to find the hotel. I got to do all of that stuff. Flights. I don't have to do any of that for this. It's all done. And so the success of this is in large part to how hard these two have worked to make this a success that it is. So
We've been really lucky because we have really great kids and they enjoy learning. And they really are. We've had great kids, and when we were combined that first year, our kids were the best of all those other high schools that were combined on our bus. Ours were well behaved. They wanted to learn. They listened. They were polite, and so we've been really lucky.
Here we go. And the chaperones we've taken. So, are there any questions on anything?
I just want to comment, your travel club has become extremely successful. And as what's been said, I think it's a great opportunity for kids and parents, and I certainly commend you guys for the work that you've done on that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we just want to share where we started and where we are now, and appreciate all your support, people.
Thank you for bringing it to us to begin with.
Appreciate it.
And thank you for all you've done to keep it going and grow it.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is. We're excited, so thank you.
Thanks. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Item 3.2, consider PHS Social Studies Department, European trip.
So all I'm going to add to what they've already said is I recommend the approval of the European trip for July of 23.
So moved.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Yay. Okay, consider adoption of 2023 budget and resolution. Yeah.
So, provided in the public content is a summary of the 2023 budget that we've been discussing over the last few board meetings and public hearings. So now we've come to the culmination of that process, and I asked for the adoption of the 2023 budget and resolutions. I do have the hard copies for signature upon approval.
For the recommendation, is there a motion?
So moved.
For a second?
Second.
All right. Any questions for Val?
Just want to compliment Val on the work that she's done. It's been very, very good. Appreciate it.
Very good. All right. We have a motion on the table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Item 3.4, consider adoption of 2023 capital project plan.
So included in the public content are the capital project plans that we've also discussed at the prior meetings. This process formalizes and finalizes the capital project plan for 2023.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation.
So moved.
Okay, is there a second? Second. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 3.5, consider adoption of 2023 bus replacement plan.
Two items provided are the pieces pertaining to our bus replacement plan for 2023 that's anticipated. It is the last of the three pieces that go into our holistic budget for 2023. I ask for a recommendation to approve.
Okay. For the recommendation, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item 3.6, consider Pro Resources Staffing Services Agreement.
So before you is an opportunity to partner with Pro Resources to fill vacant custodial positions that are open and or become open within the district. The proposed agreement would widen the available resources to obtain qualified staff external to the district while also conserving internal time resources required when onboarding new staff. For the agreement, background checks would be the responsibility of Plymouth Community School Corporation, and the rates and conditions mentioned would be valid for 1 year. So I request that we approve the contract as presented.
Okay.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Anyone have any questions? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good, motion carries. 3.7, consider appointment of Plymouth Community School Corporation MACE Insurance Trustee.
Yeah, Candy Finke along with Laura Pryor have been the two representatives for PCSC at our MACE meetings in the past. Due to her retirement, Candy will no longer be able to serve in that capacity. Therefore, I would like to take over for her as the person who can vote on behalf of the corporation. I'm asking the board to approve me as a voting member for the MACE meetings moving forward.
Okay.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. 3.8, consider school bus lease agreement. What do I have?
So, we have had an agreement with the help of Jeff. We put together an agreement for Triton schools. Triton had an accident with one of their buses, and we offered to help them out and lease a bus to them. So Jeff put together a lease agreement. I don't know if you want to speak to that at all.
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, the biggest restriction, I worked with Brandon Berger on that and verified the requirements. The one thing DOE told us is that if you lease the bus to Triton for more than 30 days, they're required to strip the name off and repaint it as a Triton school bus. So the term of that lease agreement I prepared makes it clear that it cannot go beyond 30 days. We confirmed that if they do need the bus longer than 30 days, just bring that one back and do another lease.
Okay.
So it's possible that it would come up again. Other than that, it has proper insurance requirements that are verified by the corporation's insurance company to make sure that you can satisfy their requirements. And it also gives you the ability to pull the bus back if for any reason Plymouth absolutely needs the bus back. You can bring it back.
You definitely don't want to change the name.
Yeah, you don't have to repaint the bus.
Yeah. But
I will also say that there are at least 2 typos in the lease agreement, but they're scrivener's errors, and I take responsibility for those.
well, I'm glad we can help out our neighbors when they need it.
So I recommend the approval of the lease agreement as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4, superintendent's remarks.
Yeah, the group of us just came back today from the ISBA Fall Conference in Indianapolis. We listened to 2 very good keynote speakers, Michelle Gay and Clint Swindoll. Michelle is the mother of a student lost at Sandy Hook. She made us think about ways to better prepare for potential calamities like the one that happened there. Clint talked to us about leading change from a positive perspective rather than a negative one. And finally, we spent some time in breakout sessions listening for ways we can better communicate with our school community, ideas on safety, and learning what the DOE is doing with their data modernization initiatives. We had a good time and we learned a lot. So, I've been in contact with Jerry McKibben, who has been working on the demographic study. Jerry plans to present his findings, the first part of the study that we commissioned him for, at the next meeting, November 1st. This Thursday, we hope to wrap up the negotiations process, and if we can finish on Thursday, our next meeting will be October 25th at 6 p.m. for the tentative agreement of the teacher's contract. There's a hearing that we have to go through. And then November 1st is, like I already mentioned about Jerry, November 1st is our next meeting at 7 o'clock right here. That's it.
Anybody have any questions for Mitch? All right. Thank you. Okay, is there anyone from the audience who would like to talk about anything? On the agenda, Okay. All right, if not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.